This is our Japanese tour, October 2018, day 15, Kyoto. Kyoto is in the middle bottom of this map, and we travelled from Nagawa to Kyoto by fast train. Visited 4 places on our first day in Kyoto, and we travelled by Ashiyama train to the station. Take a tour of the bamboo grove on a rickshaw, but we decided to do the walking tour, and this rickshaw driver is entertaining his passengers. Likewise, this bloke is doing the same thing. There are a lot of people, but it wasn't overly crowded. If you pause this map, you'll see the bamboo grove in the top left hand corner, and then I was surprised to see so many tourists in the bamboo grove, and then when I read something about it, it said it's probably the most photographed site in the city of Kyoto, and talks about how the pictures don't really tell the story. You've got to stand in amongst it, the bamboo grove, to just get the feel of it, and a sense of what these bamboo forests are really like. And we've all seen the movies where the samurai heroes jump from tree to tree, bamboo trees, in the same area as the bamboo grove. The local tourists tend to dress up in their kimonos and enjoy the rides. I think it's a bit of a show, but they did look like tourists, and of course we had to stop for a selfie. When you get in, you quickly realise that it was a one-way walking track, and it's a bit like a highway actually. Over the other side of the bamboo forest is the walking track going the other way. But there wasn't many other trees in this area, but lots and lots of tourists. And of course Mama-san telling Papa-san to take the photograph properly of their daughter dressed up in a kimono. We took a few photographs of Tenryuji Temple, and Linda took a photograph of this board. We didn't actually go into the temple itself. I have no idea why we didn't go in, but you can see the gates were closed and the shutters were down. Maybe it was closed because of the typhoon that happened a week or so before. A lot of gardens in Tokyo especially were closed because of that reason. And I'm not sure what these photographs are, but some kind of procession. So we next visited the Fushimi Inari shrine, and another selfie standing in front of the torii. Tories are ancient gates at Shinto shrines mostly, marking the boundary between mundane and sacred. It'll be a good idea to have a look at a map, but you can get a map from the tourist guide centres somewhere in amongst all these sub-shrines, and then you can figure out how to negotiate the shrine area and then head for the Fushimi tories themselves. Here's Linda for a selfie in front of the entrance to the torii walkway. So you climb 200 and odd metres through these torii pillars. Once you've walked up the 200 and odd metres, you arrive at the cemetery, and there's some more old gravestones and such in the area. When we were there, the sun was out and it was quite nice and shiny. You could see the sun flashing as we walked through this particular area. I believe the sign writing is who actually donated these pillars. Before you head back down through a similar set of torii pillars. You can walk through and enjoy the really old cemetery graves. All over this shrine are statues of foxes, and the fox represents the god Inari and the time of harvest. And if you're careful, you can see there's a key in the fox's mouth, which represents the key to the harvest storage area for the rice harvest. There were other areas further up, but it was sort of like a commercial area and a rest place for tourists. And there was some small lakes and ponds to look at. And then it was time to head back down through the torii gates to the main shrine hall. These were one-way walkway, so going down you've only got one direction of traffic. If you pause the video here, you can see one of the foxes with the key in his mouth on the right. So we travelled back into the city, and about 5 minutes from the Kyoto railway station was the Higashi shrine, which was built in around 1600s, but the actual Buddhist sect was formed in the 1200s. And this was a lovely bird that was in the pond, or moat, which surrounded the temple itself, or shrine itself, whatever they call a Buddhist shrine. Around the front, took a few photographs, and Linda did a rather nice panoramic shot of the front of the building. And just inside the gates, I was surprised to see the complexity and beauty of this Buddhist shrine. So of course we took a selfie. That's appropriate, isn't it? The main hall is the largest wooden building in the world. Well, that's what the sign said anyway. And once you enter the main hall, it's free, by the way. And there's a whole heap of altars and Buddha images and huge doors with gold and all sorts of different stuff to create a good atmosphere in the building, which is pretty typical of a Buddhist temple. I didn't catch it on video, but there was a whole heap of student monks, or just students, washing down the walk areas and just keeping the place neat and tidy. Then they went missing and the place was deserted again. This is a wooden sledge, and if you pause the video you'll be able to read how it was used to travel up and down the mountains of Japan. And then we moved into a more modern area, and this looked like a museum of sorts, so we walked through fairly quickly and found a whole heap of these ornamental images and structures. You've definitely got to put this place on your bucket list for visiting Kyoto. It was quite beautiful and huge, and quite impressed with the whole place. So Linda took another panoramic shot of the courtyard with a lot more of the buildings inside. Gives you an idea of how big the place really is. Just have a look at the artwork on these buildings and the effort they put into making them so beautiful and attractive. That was great. The video was produced by myself, and it's the end of another exciting video of our Japanese tour, October 2008.